What's up, ladies and gentlemen, Manny here, welcome back to the channel. Today we've got another nice instructive boulder problem for you, estimated grade around 7A+/B or something. Again, I've been the setter myself. I'm gonna take a look at this boulder. It's very barn door heavy again, and it's pretty much dominated by this very first move here. It kind of lures you into this dynamic solution, like you wanna, push off of these two crimps here on the starting volume to this first target crimp here to the right. But let's take a look at the terrain first. As you can see, the right portion of the boulder is kind of, a bit slabby even, and the rest of the boulder is slightly overhanging. Here we've got this massive foothold here, and then this kind of tiny crimp, just enough to be able to match it. Here a little foothold there, and then a couple more tiny crimps here leading to this top here on that volume again. Number 7. So again, we've got something that is pretty much almost as hard as it can get for this gym here, for the Newton-Kapfenberg. Now, if we use our brains here a little bit, we can see that this volume sticks out quite a bit of this slight overhang, and that allows us instantly to make something better here for the solution, and that is to stop the momentum here and kind of into this kind of press. And this kind of allows you to close the gap to this target hold already quite significantly, and it makes hitting it, as you can see here, a lot more easy. That's already half the battle. Now we got this barn door, and let's quickly remember what we learned in the last video about barn doors. We got a right handhold here, a right foothold. When we connect these two with an axis, we got this kind of tilted axis, and our center of gravity is to the left of that, meaning that it's gonna swing with gravity around it, and on top of that we also got momentum into this direction, right? So we can basically calculate in that we're gonna swing here very hard, and this is exactly what obviously is happening. In the previous video, we asked ourselves the question, what could we do to minimize that barn door force? And we established 3 possible solutions. And first was to move the center of gravity closer to the axis to minimize barn door action. Another thing was kind of increasing the counter force towards the barn door. Third option was to untilt that barn door axis so that the force around the axis would become smaller. It turns out that what we have to try here is to establish as quickly as possible a counter force towards that barn door, because in the moment when we catch this right handhold, we absolutely have 0 ways of stopping that momentum around our axis. So how could we do that? I bet most of you already got the solution down, especially if you're watching comp climbing here and there. Well, yes, we gotta make that dynamic foot switch there to be able to release the right foot from the foothold and step against the wall with the right foot to prevent the barn door force, the barn door movement from happening. This is just a very classic piece of what I would call modern route setting, where you kind of bring the climber into an unstable position out of a dynamic move, and then they gotta readjust the body quickly to be able to make the position static again and kind of, prevent, for example, a barn door like this from happening. Maybe you remember we had a similar situation on this green boulder here, which is now my like, subscribe, comment animation, where we started out of this huge undercling there, dynamically going to this right ear there, pretty juggy, and then we stopped the barn door by hitting this toe hook. And later on, when trying the boulder more rigorously, I was also realizing, okay, you can actually do it the same way there. If you go with both hands towards the ear, you can actually stop the barn door as well by making a quick foot switch. So let's put it all together. Let's take a look at this ascent here real quickly. Again, we've got these both starting crimps there, this time with left hand already on the right one to save a bit of time and make everything a bit more efficient. Here the hips move, the hips don't lie, man. You gotta use those hips and make the dynamic move working. Now it kind of looked really smooth and easy, but it's kind of these moves that you have to try so many times until they kind of make it click in your brain. I find that kind of fascinating, especially if you're usually a more static outdoor climber like I am. It's always a challenge for me, these kind of moves, and also to set them and test them and find out how they work, right? Now friends, I hope you enjoyed the little episode, hope you learned something. Drop a like, comment if you did, and I'll see and hear you quite soon in the next one. Bye.